Hey everybody, and welcome to another video. This is sort of the continuation of my Viper on every map series. I thought I'd go to Haven next, just because it's a map that I personally enjoy playing Viper on. So I'm going to show you a couple different setups, both for defense and offense. As usual, we'll start with the offense first. Now I do just want to clarify before I start this video, I put it at the end, but this map I really want to stress, do not play solo smokes on this. If you're planning to play solo smokes, I'll show you solo smoke setups, but really avoid playing solo smokes as much as possible. That being said, we'll just get right into it. Okay, and let's start with the defense. So for defense, there's only really one or two Viper walls that I can personally recommend, but I'm going to show you three different ones. For this first one, you're just going to walk into this corner on B. You're going to line up here, and you're just going to throw about right there. And when this wall is deployed, it's going to cover both A choke points, and it's going to cover the B choke point. So you cover two of the three major choke points, and that's sort of just what you're looking for with the Viper on this map. That's perfectly fine with me. If you want to wall for B and C, just come into the other corner. It'll also cover garage. You can line it up just like that. And when this wall is deployed, it's going to cover the whole C choke point, as you can see like this. It's going to cover garage like this, so that when you're up here, you cannot see over. But these defenders cannot see over as well, and they can't just lose this wall to lurk up through garage. So it's great for holding on to back garage, and of course it'll smoke off the B choke point. And the last Viper wall I can recommend is over towards C. If you walk into this corner here, about right here, you can throw a bit more of a niche wall. This is something you'll see in pro play a lot, but not as much in your ranked games, and I don't really recommend it much for ranked. You can line your cursor up kind of like this, slightly to the right. And when this wall is deployed, it's going to smoke off C sort of like this. It's going to allow you to retake C quite easily, and it's going to allow you to anchor back sight easily as well. Also over here, there's a small gap that you can shoot through that opponents will not be expecting. If you come over towards garage, you're going to see it's going to smoke it off perfectly. You can't really lurk into garage. For any attackers on grass here, it's going to deny all information from B walkouts. However, from defenders in window, they can still see it perfectly. This isn't really the main point of the wall, is this coverage here. You're really looking for that C retake and that garage coverage. If you choose to use the wall from C or the wall from B to C, the best orb you can throw towards A is you're going to come over here towards sight, and you're going to see these like cobblestone pathways, and on this corner one, you're going to see these like lines coming off it. So what you're going to do is you're going to count 4 lines down and 3 lines left. So ready? 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. So right here is where you're going to throw your orb. About right there is perfect. And when this orb is active, it's going to smoke off short primarily. But as you can see, it's also going to allow you to anchor back sight, or sorry, side sight very well. Because you can't really be seen through this gap here. It's going to allow you to basically take a off-angle fight back here, lurk through this orb and get some timings up here. You'll see this orb a lot in pro play. You'll see omens do this in general, but especially when the orb is made of toxin or decay, people are going to be a lot more scared to push through because they want to take that extra damage, which is going to make it just even better of an anchor orb. Now, on the attack side is where Viper is really going to struggle if you force solo smokes. The main wall I would recommend is pretty terrible for solo smokes, but it's not bad if you're playing solo smokes B. If you walk up to the barrier, which is going to be about right here, aim right about there. When this wall is deployed, the main thing it's going to do is it's going to cover any info for attackers from A long. And it's going to allow you to get a great lurk up into short. This is the main VCT wall. It's the wall you're going to see about 100% of the time in VCT. And the other strength of this wall is it's going to smoke off B. Now, if you're going to play solo smokes, I do not recommend this wall for hitting A. But if you want to hit B, this is a perfectly fine wall. It's going to smoke off one of the 2 choke points, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Now, if you find yourself in the unfortunate situation of having to play solo smokes and execing A, there really is only one Viper wall I can recommend, and it's not even that good. If you walk over here all the way into short, you can get onto this box here and line your wall up like this. When this wall is deployed, it is going to smoke off heaven, it is going to smoke off backside, but the issue is that it gives your opponent so much space to flood out from CT and rotate in between graffiti and over here by hell, and even towards heaven, it doesn't smoke it off very well. You can still be swung out from here, although there is a pretty small angle in which you can be fought. So what I would do personally coming towards A is I'd forget about the wall and just throw the lurk wall or a wall towards C. I'd walk into this corner here, and you're going to see these 3 notches on your fuel bar. Sorry, 4 notches, and you're going to line up the 3rd notch right there on the corner. And you're just going to jump throw. And when this orb lands over here towards CT, it's going to be a perfect orb for CT, not only for solo smokes, but just in general to take some pressure off your Omen or your Astra, or you can just put it up in post plant. this is the perfect orb you're going to want to throw. And when it comes time to smoke off heaven, you can honestly just walk up kind of close and just throw a molly towards the left side. This will do a pretty solid job of smoking off heaven. You have to make sure your teammates are aware that you do not have a smoke for heaven. Now, if you do find yourself playing solo smokes on this map, the one wall I can recommend over towards C is if you walk into this corner over here, right here, you can line your wall up just like this. And this is going to smoke off CT and garage pretty much perfectly. Now, you may be tempted to just throw a wall that goes completely straight through here. The issue with that is that when they swing out, for example, if this wall is out, and if we imagine it being more like this, when this wall is up, yes, it'll smoke off CT and give them a little less room to work with over here. But when they swing out, they can swing out a lot more safely and start to isolate and clear angles. While with the other Viper wall, they have to just swing out in general. So although it may not give as much CT coverage, I still believe it is the better wall. You can also throw a pretty great orb for CT on C if you walk over here to this like C logo. Walk right in the middle here, and you're going to see this like different colored tree, and you're going to see all these leaves on here. So you're just going to find this corner right here, and you're going to find this like sort of smaller leaf. And where these two would meet on the sky, about right there, you're going to aim your crosshair and you're just going to jump throw. The setup doesn't have to be perfect, but I'd recommend getting as close as possible to get the perfect orb. This is going to land right here. It's going to be the perfect orb, just like the one on A. They cannot swing out in any fashion. They'll have to peek all of these angles at once. This is the perfect orb to throw. It's great for taking pressure off your Omen or your Astra, or once again, you could just put it up in post plant to help your teammate hold back sight. For a great post plant one way over towards A, you can walk over here to this box, and you're going to see this like red stripe right here. You're going to walk right into the middle of this red stripe. Now you're going to look towards CT, and you're going to see this like pipe right here, and then you're going to see these three sort of cracks, I'd say, in the paint coming up here. Aim at the top crack, and just throw your orb. When this orb lands, it's going to cover all of CT like this. Even if you back up here, there is no way to walk around this one way. If you hold this one way from back short, as you can see all the way in, and defenders cannot peek out without being one-wayed. For post-plant molly lineups towards A, you're going to want to walk into this wheelbarrow corner right here. Sorry, I have the hiccups. And you're going to notice this part of the volcano right here. And you're going to have your left click the throw icon right there on the corner of it, just like that, and normal throw. Now this Lurk is going to come down and it's going to land over here on the default plant. It's going to cover the whole thing, all right in front here, and any plants out here. If you want one for the plant that some people sort of throw to the right side of the truck, you can walk into this corner right here, and you're going to see this spot right here. You're going to line up the corner of your Molly UI right in that spot, and normal throw. When this Molly lands, it's going to land right there to the right side of the truck. It's going to cover the whole thing and some of the plant's backside. Now for Molly lineups towards C, I'm actually going to throw you 3 different ones. The first 2 are going to be from the same spot, right by this like old windmill thing. So you're just going to walk right into it. For the first one, you're going to see this like outstretched leaf from this tree here. And you're going to line up the middle right part of this, left part of this middle UI and hit a jump throw. And when this orb lands, it's going to land right at default here. It's going to cover all of the plants in this, sort of right by this box, and all along the front here. Now for the more common plant, and the plant that's actually spammable from the long, you can come to the same spot, but the lineup for this one's going to be quite harder. So you're going to use the same exact leaf, and you're going to line up the corner of your wall icon like that, but you're actually just going to go to the other corner, just like that. Just like that, and jump throw. Now this lineup part of it is actually quite difficult. You gotta make sure that you pay attention. You might have to watch that part back a couple times, but it's gonna land right here, cover plants even all the way out here, but most importantly, right here. Now for a lineup that's quite easier to throw, but from a more dangerous spot, you can walk into this corner, and you're gonna see this like part of this volcano right here, and you're just gonna line up your C ability or your Molly, the part of it, the Molly UI, right there. No jump throw, just a normal launch. And it's going to be the perfect Molly. It's going to land right here, cover the plants all in this area. So the difference between the two, this one's a lot harder to line up, but it's in a much safer spot. This one's a lot easier to line up, but it's in a much more dangerous spot. And if you know the ones from here, you don't even have to move around spots. It's going to be very easy to remember. So, I mean, you should learn both and just pick which one you like best. Okay, and that's pretty much it for my Viper tutorial on this map. I just want to say a couple things at the end. Make sure you do have a duo, like I say in pretty much all of them. It's really helpful to have a duo on this map in particular, because you can pretty easily get double smokes, which is what you're looking for. You also want to make sure that you're not playing solo smokes, because it's worse on this map than any other map to play solo smokes on Viper, other than maybe Split. So just make sure you have a duo who can play the other smokes agent. Make sure that they know your setups, because if your duo knows your setups, it's going to be a lot easier for them to play off of them and know the little tricks and gimmicks with them, especially the C to mid wall. If you have a duo who's able to play off of that, it's going to be very helpful for you and your team, because Viper is not a popular pick on this map. Your teammates are not going to know how to play with you, and especially the enemies. They're not going to know what you're doing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Look out for a Lotus video from me very soon, and make sure you all have a great day.